y'all, it looks like Lala Anthony has her name all over this Alicia Keys Swizzy scandal. Because word on the streets is that this private tape just leaked, allegedly catching Swizzy and Lala getting way too close behind Alicia's back. And the moment that Alicia got wind of it, insiders claim that she lost her ever-loving mind, unleashing years of bottled-up tension and finally confronting both of them in a full-blown meltdown. Looks like what goes around comes around. Now who's lying? Because here's the kicker. The scandal didn't come out of the nowhere. Rumors about Swizzy and Lala have been floating around for years, and now this so-called tape might be the proof that Alicia has been ignoring all along. And sources say this wasn't just a one-time slip-up, because it's allegedly been going on behind the scenes while Alicia's been playing this loyal wife role. So what exactly is on this tape, and how long was this going on? And is Alicia planning to end her marriage over this? Y'all buckle up, because this tea is on fire. Y'all, there's some secrets, so let's break it down. Okay, so what's wild is that as messy as Swizz Beatz cheating scandal sounds, it's not exactly shocking to most folks, because let's be realistic for a millisecond. His past speaks for itself. People have been saying for years, once you cheat, always a cheat, and you lose them how you get them. But what has really had everybody in shock was this time around, it's who he was allegedly creeping with. Now, according to the streets, this wasn't just some random fling. Swizzy has reportedly been messing around with none other than Lala Anthony. And this isn't new news. Insiders are now claiming that this alleged affair has been going on for at least 3 years, if not longer, and somehow they managed to keep it under wraps. Until now, that is. Because fans are gagged, because allegedly there's a leaked recording that just surfaced, and it's allegedly catching Swizzy and Lala in a situation that leaves very little room for innocent explanations. Now, fans are connecting the dots, and people are starting to question if this so-called picture-perfect marriage was already falling apart behind the scenes. But it does get even messier, because the streets are saying that Lala allegedly started creeping with Swizzy while she was still married to Carmelo Anthony. And according to folks close to the situation, this secret affair may have played a major role in the breakdown of their marriage. Now, to be fair, nobody's pretending Carmelo was innocent either. His cheating wasn't exactly a secret, because he had multiple scandals of his own, including those alleged outside kids. But the real gag here is that while everybody was pointing fingers at Melo, Lala may have been the one knee-deep in her own mess with Swizzy. Now, Melo had a lot of cheating scandals, and he had Lala out here looking real silly, especially because she was always the one defending him in public. At one point, she even said, "I wouldn't be with someone if he was cheating on me. There's no part of me that's okay with that. Now, I don't go looking for things, but if I was to find out, I would deal with it. But I trust my husband." But them cheating rumors about Carmelo didn't stay rumors for long. They were eventually confirmed to be true. And from the looks of it, Lala might have decided to get her lick back. The word on the streets is that she allegedly started having affairs of her own. And yes, that supposedly included Swizz Beatz. Once Carmelo found out, though, he reportedly couldn't take it, even though he was dishing it out. And that's what really started things to fall apart in their marriage. But this is where it gets messy, though, because this affair didn't just come out of the nowhere. It actually was first exposed way back in 2021 by radio host Miss Jones, who claimed somebody from Swizzy's own team snitched on him and spilled the tea about his secret relationship with Lala. And allegedly, once Lala filed for divorce from Carmelo, she wanted Swizz to return the favor and leave Alicia. But Swizzy wasn't trying to blow up his own marriage.
So I don't have a problem with you, Lala, and your husband.
Oh.
Whoa. Okay, all right, so wait, backstory.
Okay.
Because I held this in for an entire year, right? So when we first launched the reunion show, somebody that claims to be working in Swizz's camp reached out to me in what I now know is a DM via direct messenger, right? Saying, "I work for Swizz and I need you to know that him and Lala have been having an affair. They are madly in love with each other, but he has already told Lala and continues to tell her, 'Calm down, I'm not leaving my wife.' If you don't believe me, go on his page on IG. He always starts leaving comments in the morning and she be the first one to respond. But she don't just leave one response. She keeps it going and going and going to the point where he said, 'You gotta chill because it's starting to look obvious to my wife.' So I said, 'Who are you and why are you giving this information to me?' God, I love you. Thank you so much. I'm blessed.
Well, Swizz immediately jumped into defense mode, claiming that he and Lala were just friends and there was nothing nasty going on, and he wrote, "Zah, knock it the F off." When that didn't stop the rumors, though, he posted a screenshot of Alicia's song, Lala, and wrote, "This is the only Lala I'm rocking. Now go to the Alicia Keys album, it's everywhere and it's a classic." Well, according to multiple insiders, Alicia actually believed Swizzy when he swore up and down that there was nothing going on with Lala. But who's phony and who's fake? Because that's the type of itch that I hate. Because just a few days ago, she allegedly came across some hard evidence that left no room for excuses, and ever since then, she's been going off on him behind closed doors, even though they just celebrated their anniversary. The sources say that things inside the home have gotten explosive because Alicia's not letting this one slide quiet. Now, the wild part is that this isn't new tea. Multiple blind items have been hinting at this for years. One from way back in 2021 basically laid it all out, saying, "Don't believe the hype. Although this end of the alphabet-loving producer, writer, rapper is a cheater, he keeps his cheating super quiet and would never go for a public name. That already happened once and ended up having to marry her." Then another blind item spilled even more tea, saying, "This former A+ list singer turned A- lister has been really busy with a new television gig. Her husband has been loving it though, and has been cheating with this protege of his who he thinks will be big." But what makes this whole thing even messier is that Alicia and Lala were actually close friends for years, so for Alicia this isn't just cheating, it's a straight up double betrayal. Now, this is where things get really complicated, because while fans feel bad for her, a lot of people are saying it's his karma coming full circle. And let's not forget that Alicia got Swizz while he was still married to his ex-wife, Mashonda. You lose him how you get him. And when Mashonda tried to talk to her woman to woman, Alicia allegedly brushed her off like it was nothing. But to make matters worse, Jaguar Wright once claimed that Alicia was living under Mashonda and Swizzy's own roof, pretending she was just there to work on music while secretly sneaking around behind Mashonda's back.
Not around with Swizz and not breaking up happy homes. Like, people are forgetting when she moved into Swizz and them's house to work on the music with him, he was still married to his wife, living in that same house. And then she moved in while she was cool with the wife. It's plotting to steal her husband to cover up the fact that she's a dyke, and she had just got caught beating that girlfriend of hers up down there in Aruba somewhere or something like that.
He was still legally married to singer Mashonda when the whole thing started, and Mashonda was more than willing to expose their deceit. She clapped back with a full open letter, calling Alicia out for playing house with her husband and trying to rebrand it as some kind of fairy tale. And the fans were gagged. Mashonda didn't hold back either. She revealed that she actually went to Alicia woman to woman and told her straight up they were still married, still living together, and just had welcomed a child. But according to Mashonda, Alicia couldn't have cared less. Alicia was sitting there writing in her diary, like if I was your woman. But in her now infamous open letter, Mashonda wrote, "In the messages that I sent to her, I made it very clear that, to contrary to what she might be hearing, I am still married to my husband, living with him, and just had a child. It's been 2 years and I still have not received a response. What I do receive is constant displays of selfishness and disconcern to me and my son. I believe in her until I found out she was possibly sleeping with my husband. The affair was denied by both until it was finally admitted months later." Not with the lies, but she even admitted that she asked Alicia directly to back off so she could work through her marriage, but Alicia didn't. In that same letter, Mashonda wrote, "You know the role you played and how you contributed to the end of my marriage. You know I asked you to step back and let me handle my family problems that you helped create." What's wild is that even after Mashonda publicly laid everything out with exact dates, direct quotes, and a full timeline, Alicia kept insisting that she and Swizz didn't get involved until after he and Mashonda were officially separated. She doubled down in interviews, played it off like people were just confused about the timeline, and framed it like their relationship was built on love, not betrayal. But the receipts were out there, and the math never mathed. And this is where it gets even more ironic, because just like Lala was allegedly pressuring Swizz to to leave Alicia so they could finally go public, sources from back then say that Alicia did the same exact thing when he was with Mashonda. She wanted the relationship out in the open, and she didn't stop until she got it. But multiple insiders confirmed that Alicia was the one encouraging Swizz to break things off with Mashonda, even while Mashonda was still raising their newborn son and trying to hold her family together. In the end, Swizzy left Mashonda, and now years later, what goes around comes around, and that karma came back like a boomerang. And it might be repeating itself in a pattern. And honestly, fans aren't exactly rushing to feel bad for Alicia, because let's not forget how dirty she did Mashonda. Taking her husband was already messy enough, but according to reports, Alicia allegedly took it a step further by trying to take her son too. Sources claim that she was pushing Swizz to go after full custody of his and Mashonda's son, Kasim Jr., right in the middle of all the drama. But it wasn't just a love triangle, it was a full-blown takeover. And the way that she allegedly inserted herself into decisions that should have just been between two parents only made the backlash worse. And to a lot of people, it felt like she wasn't trying to build a new family, she was trying to erase the one that already existed. Y'all, that custody battle got so intense that Mashonda had to eventually force to make peace with Alicia, because at the end of the day, that day ended. And she could see how much all the back and forth was just hurting her son. So she put her pride aside and was an adult and chose what was best for her child, even though that meant co-parenting with the very woman who helped break up her marriage. But over the years, the fans haven't forgot how that peace came to be. Many believe Alicia used that child as leverage to force Mashonda into accepting her as Swizz's new wife, because it wasn't some magical blended family moment. But Mashonda eventually accepted her fate and tried to move forward for her son's sake. And she, Alicia, and Swizz even made a few public experiences together, trying to show the world that they had buried the drama. One of the most talked about moments was this ABC interview I'm about to show you. In it, they spoke about building a strong co-parenting relationship and claimed that they were able to move past all the mess by putting the kiddies first.
He wanted to know why I couldn't go see him at his dad's, and why can't his dad come over and see his bedroom at our house? It was really a wake-up call. Even if we don't want to for ourselves right now, we have to do it for him, because he doesn't deserve this.
But y'all, when all that was said and done, the one who got cheated on was the one who had to step up and fix the mess, truly. And while people were rightfully praising her for taking the high road, Alicia was reportedly fuming behind the scenes. And that's when she started a full-blown damage control campaign by carefully crafted interviews to stage family photo ops. Yeah, y'all, Alicia started pushing this picture-perfect narrative to shift the spotlight, trying to scrub away the homewrecker label and rebrand herself and Swizzy as her boo-hoo, as a spiritual, peace-loving bonus mom. However, fans were not buying it, and now that Swizz Beatz is reportedly treating her the same way she did Mashonda, yes, it's definitely giving karma. And as fans have pointed out, she shouldn't be surprised that Swizz cheated on her with her friend, because he has a long history of not being able to keep it in his pants. He already cheated on Mashonda with multiple women before Alicia, but she clearly thought that she was going to be the one to finally make him stay. Oh, you fancy, huh? Well, back in 2000, while Mashonda was pregnant with what was supposed to be their first child together, Swizz Beatz was already out here doing her dirty. He was cheating with the woman named Nicole Levy, and to make the situation even worse, he didn't just step out with Mashonda, he got Nicole pregnant at the exact same time. Swizzy was getting busy, so while Mashonda was carrying his child and planning toward their future, she was also dealing with the betrayal, knowing that there was another woman out there expecting a baby by the same man. According to reports, the stress and heartbreak from the situation caused serious complications with their pregnancy, and tragically, their baby was stillborn. At the time, Mashonda eventually forgave Swizz and married him in 2004, hoping they could finally have a start fresh, but instead of settling down, Swizz took Misstee to a whole new level, because while he was allegedly creeping around with Alicia Keys in 2007 or 2008, he was also seen with another woman on the side named Jana Sebastian. And just like I said before, history repeated itself. Jana ended up pregnant and gave birth to his daughter Nicole. So it wasn't just Mashonda he was portraying, he was two-timing Jana and Alicia at the exact same time. And And the wildest part, Alicia didn't seem fazed at all. If anything, she stood 10 toes down in the chaos like none of it mattered. And don't even get me started on all the other many rumored affairs that he had. So Alicia knew who she got married to, but unfortunately Fahad doesn't seem like that much has changed like she hoped it would. Just like that, the tables have officially turned. Alicia built her entire love story off of the ashes of Mashonda's marriage, only to get hit with the exact same betrayal from someone she once called a friend. But this is a full circle moment, and it's messy, poetic, and downright brutal. And now with the rumors of explosive evidence and Alicia allegedly going off behind closed doors, y'all, if these leaked tapes are even half as wild as her diary, I